It's the way Singapore wakes up. Wake up, Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman. Wake up in the morning feeling like Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to the Big Show. It's Tuesday, and that's why we have Dr. Geraldine with us. But it's very special because she's in the studio this time around. Usually, she comes to us virtually, but she is in the studio today. Welcome, award-winning therapist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Jerry. How are you doing this morning?
Newly minted. 46 years old.
That's right.
See, that is so attractive, no? A woman who doesn't hide her age.
Yeah, of course.
Why
Absolutely.
should you?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why should you?
Although they were talking about, like how old
We
is she?
were wondering how old you were.
Yeah, we were.
And I said either 45 or 46, I said.
Oh, wow, accurate. Yay.
So how does it feel to be 46?
I am excited to be 50 now.
Oh, very
Yeah.
I was wondering how old
How-
Angel was.
50 this year. Yes.
Yeah.
50 this year. Yeah, I had my big 50 in January.
A friend-
And also not shy about my age.
Very good.
Yeah, at all.
A friend told me when a woman hits 50, everybody listens to her.
This is true. Yeah. Although I bloomed early. People started listening to me since I was 40. So
If you're a man and married, you just listen to your wife if you're smart.
But I have to say, Jerry, look at her. I mean, she is 46.
yeah.
But then, really, you can pass off as a 20-year-old.
I don't think so.
You can pass
Yeah.
off as an early 30s.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being honest. Yeah. 21.
Hey, I'm also
20s
being honest, what?
20s is like.
Okay, like maybe 21.
Yeah, you're stretching it
21,
a bit too
22.
much.
Exactly,
thereabout.
that's what I'm saying. But why are we talking about looks
age?
Because
and
of how you
age?
look.
Yes.
And what we're talking about
You
today.
look
Yes, yes,
great
yes.
for 46.
Oh, thank
never
you
say
very
You look great
much,
for
babe.
Never
50.
say 4.
What?
No, just say you look great.
You look great.
Don't say you look great for your age.
Oh, I thought I just said that both of you are so attractive because you don't give a shit
Now
about
we're
this.
breaking it down.
Come on.
Yeah, but
This is women.
women are like
Actually, more Angel,
we,
actually.
we cannot win, just face it.
Yeah, this is true.
No,
This is
I
true.
will win.
No, never win.
No matter how many women are cut down, eventually I will win.
Cut down. We ain't trees, Glenn.
Sorry about that.
Ooh,
Okay,
fights nothing,
forget
fights
it.
nothing.
We are talking
Oh,
about
no.
looks today.
Yes,
Lookism.
lookism. So yeah, it was very interesting. So it was Amber, my little girl, that says, "Mommy, you should do this topic." And I'm always looking for trending topics with the young ones, you know. So I was like, "What in the world is lookism?"
We had to look it up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the office they were like, "Loki? Is it Loki?" No.
No.
Like, no, it's lookism. So apparently this is a very recent term that came out in the 1970s. But it's
Not so recent then.
it's still recent if you are looking
Yeah.
at, you know, the racism, you know, prejudice, our traditional idea of what discrimination is.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So lookism is discrimination.
Just like
It is.
ageism.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes, it is discrimination based on looks. So you're just judged by looks, and based on whatever that you look like. They say, oh, you're clever because you look nice, or you're competent because you look a certain
And
way.
we all have these expressions that just come out of our mouth and we don't realize it. Gee, he looks smart. Hey, gee, she looks smart.
Yeah. Oh, you
Or looks like
wearing-
a smart aleck.
Yeah.
He looked like a smart aleck. We do it all the time.
No, but I don't think we're talking about that kind of looks.
It's discrimination, though. We're talking about
like, okay,
discrimination.
if people discriminate against ugly people, for example, if someone applies for a job and there are two candidates,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
The good-looking one got it.
good-looking one and an ugly one, so to speak. The good-looking one will get the job, and the ugly one will just go home.
You have to emphasize the good-looking.
Because you know why? I don't know whether you'll find this interesting or not, Jerry. But I do believe that there's a sweet spot. So, like, if you are too good-looking, you will also suffer. I'm serious.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like you need to be somewhere in
In
between.
between.
If you're ugly, yeah, you know. But if you're very ugly, you might get the opportunities. It's
Interesting, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, like Tom Cruise, for example. I mean, he's such a good-looking guy. Has he ever won an Oscar? No. I believe it's because he's too good looking.
I believe it's because he's not. I mean,
Please,
he's a
I mean,
good
he was-
actor, but he's not a fabulous actor.
He was in a few great movies.
Yes, that's true,
Rain
yeah.
Man.
Yes.
What was that movie with Jack Nicholson as well?
And
which
he had
I
a
think
war
he
movie
should
as
have.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there were many opportunities for him to actually win an Oscar, and his acting was fantastic.
But they
But
couldn't.
because he's too good looking, so
I'm
no.
seeing red.
Card.
How boring. Okay, you'll have to tune into the Big Show TV to basically, follow us, because we're going to continue with this conversation with Dr. Geraldine Tan while we play this track from Noah Kahan, Stick Season on Kiss 92. Okay.
But I get what you're saying, like overly good looking and overly not good looking. But you can't also in between. You don't want to be forgettable as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like have
Correct.
a forgettable face. Like what do you look like? Oh.
You want to be
Can't remember.
handsome, but you don't want to be a pretty boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And pretty boys have reputations as
It's
well.
like, look at all the Koreans and all. Yeah, okay, the young girls who like BTS and all but all of them are wearing lipstick,
Yeah.
for example.
And all of them have had plastic surgery.
Exactly. So while okay, I mean they're good looking and all that, but these looks will not
Don't
stand
last.
the test of time.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is true.
Whilst we can talk about it, right? But teenagers actually go through that. They look at themselves. They wonder what they should be looking like. They need a role model. So that's why they are often confused. They are trying to explore. They are trying to experiment. And I guess that's why the teens, the youth, actually are very concerned about this topic.
Is it
also.
because no one's actually turned to them and said, "You're great just the way you are"?
Yeah, actually.
That's a funny one.
Because I made a point of telling my children that all the time.
Yeah, but my kids tell me, but your mom.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
have to
you
say
tell
it.
me that,
But that is your relationship with your child.
But I think
That's a whole
social
different
media
thing.
as well doesn't help.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I was
Yes.
looking around yesterday as well. All the girls and all the boys of the Gen Z and A generation all look the same now.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
They all look the same. They all have the same hair. I mean, forgiven that we had that when we were growing up as well. We wanted the big hair of the 70s, the
Yeah.
bell bottoms and the high waist and whatnot. But it's the faces, it's everything that they all look the same. The eyebrows, the eyelashes, the lips,
Yeah.
everything looks the same.
But now that you mention it, it's something like what Glenn said, right? You don't want to stand out too much. You want to look good, but you don't want to stand out too much.
I think they want to look like their idols, but then these days they go to lengths of plastic surgery to look like their idols. Back in growing up, you just have the hair or the t-shirt or the
Yep.
fashion
Yeah,
or stuff
yeah,
like makeup maybe.
Yep.
But we didn't do plastic surgery. Nowadays they're actually doing permanent fixes to make them look like that.
But it's also more accessible.
Yes,
You
it's
know,
also more accessible, yes.
So if we look at different cultures, so if we look at Korea, where most of the teens and youth are exposed to that K-pop culture, right?
Yeah.
Not all, most of the celebrities have gone under the knife. So they think it's normal, and because it's more affordable now,
Yeah.
so they too go overseas.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
all means, go under the knife. I don't care.
Yeah.
But at least have a personality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's
You know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the
Have a
issue.
personality. Oh, wait. Hold on. Should I do it now?
What?
Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dearest Dr. Jerry. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And
oh my
many
God, the whole
more.
blush came over me. Now I'm feeling hot in the studio.
You're feeling
Yeah.
okay.
And that's why we're not going to light the candle. It's already too hot in the studio. But we, thanks to
so
Shalini Susan, we got you a small little cake.
Get it out, yeah.
Okay, I will show it off.
Or
It's-
Jerry can get it.
Oh,
Oh, well
look at that.
done.
So nice. In case you don't want to eat the cake, there are strawberries there. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Thank
Dr.
you so
Jerry.
much. Oh my
Kanka, we
God.
put in for you.
It's
Can or not?
okay. I can do
Okay,
this.
wonderful.
There you go. She's
In case you had some
No, it's
Nothing.
clean.
Wow, look at her. So
Very
adept.
good, very good.
Okay, so lookism.
Yes. Now we got sidetracked.
Okay, so just to clarify, lookism is like racism,
Yes.
ageism.
Sexism.
It's negative. It's
Yeah.
a negative connotation.
We've been talking about how this has affected kids and kids are going under the knife. But when it comes to adults, are people being hired because of their looks?
What about you, bro? As in, like when you were younger, for example, did you ever experience, discrimination, for example? Because I mean, you look different from everyone else. You were the white boy among all the Asian kids. I mean, of course, you're Singaporean, you're Eurasian and all that, but you were the skinny, look like a tauge like
Yes,
that.
yes.
I remember his hair. He had a ponytail.
Yeah.
He wore suspenders. You know, he looked very different from everybody else.
Everybody else.
Did that work for you, or
No.
it didn't work for
Worked
you?
against you.
It worked against me. And when I had that look, someone in this I asked someone in this industry, why is it I've never been able to get TV? And they said, you just don't have the look. You just don't have the look for TV.
But then you went on to host one of the biggest shows.
When I changed the look.
He did change the
right,
look.
you changed the
He
look.
did
Okay.
change
When
the
I
look. and-
changed the look,
Then you got it.
then I got Millionaire.
Yes. If he didn't do radio at that time, he would never have gotten Millionaire. Yeah. But
It's because I changed the look that I got Millionaire.
And you
So
had
I
a
fe-
name as well.
And I had a name, so that helped, you know. But I was actually told you don't have the look for TV.
actually, back then it was all about the looks.
Even
Absolutely all
now.
about the looks.
Now as
And
well.
even radio is all about the voice. If you
Yeah.
didn't have a good radio
Back
voice,
then, yes,
you're
it
out.
was all-
Yeah.
That's
the
why
voice
they
is
said,
important, you see.
That's why they said you have a face for radio. Because back in the day, it was only about the voice.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had both, you see. So it was it was quite
Humble
easy.
much.
Oh my goodness.
He had to slip that in.
Yeah.
The only problem with me was my dressing.
He's been, oh really?
Okay.
Yeah. Because I used to wear t-shirts and tuck my shirt in.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How high were your
So
pants?
then that was it's quite high.
Were you
Up
like
here,
an
up here, up here.
like a Steve Urkel, like an Urkel?
Up here. But here's a question. Airlines,
Yeah.
do they practice
100% lookism.
or
For
are they
sure.
practicing branding?
Wait, hold
What do
on.
you
I
mean?
think it got to be a bit clearer.
Yeah.
Flight crew.
Okay.
Yeah, stewardesses
Airlines.
and stewards.
Yeah. Do they practice lookism?
Yes, 100%.
Let's flip this thing.
Let's see whether he dares bring it up.
Especially more
on air.
Asian-based airlines.
But
No, you want to mention Singapore Airlines? I know.
No, it's not just Singapore Airlines.
I know.
It's the Middle Eastern Airlines. They do it as well.
Yes, this
Okay.
is true. Yeah,
They have a certain look.
All right, let's do it.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the BKE towards the PIE, right before the Dairy Farm Road exit, look out for a vehicle that's stalled. If you have any other news, 885550
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for today is award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan, who's the best-looking psychologist in the whole of Singapore.
Yes, yes, she's so pretty.
Damn straight.
That's not good.
I
thing to
think
say.
that's the reason why you have more clients than all the other psychologists put together.
So you're basing it on her looks,
I would go
purely.
to Jerry because she
Yeah.
looks so good.
Yeah,
But of course, she refuses to see me.
of course.
Yeah,
It's conflict
she
of
can't.
interest.
Conflict of interest.
You know, it's very interesting that you say that because aesthetic beauty, so all of us as human beings, we are actually very tuned to pretty things. So we gravitate towards pretty things.
Yeah.
So it is psychologically true that we enjoy looking at nice things.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
It's true. It's true when we buy our food as well.
Yes.
That's why ugly vegetables never make it to the shelves.
It's true.
Nobody
Yes.
will pick it up.
Yes.
I mean, I myself am guilty of it. I see like an onion that's misshaped. I'm like,
No.
but I forget that doesn't affect
The
what it is
taste or the-
inside.
Yeah.
Much like people,
Yes.
you know, and that's
Yes.
why I judge people as well based on the way they dress, based on obviously I would never outwardly say it, but in my mind there is some judgment going on because everybody judges.
Okay,
It does.
I'm going to go back to the question I brought up just now.
What?
Airlines.
Okay.
Do they practice lookism?
Yes. I would say downright yes. I have quite a few friends that joined SQ. They're no longer there,
Yeah.
Singapore Airlines. And at that time, maybe in the 2000s or late 90s, whatever it was purely based on looks.
Yeah, it was a different time. Lah.
Yeah.
That was
I
when
know.
they used to have the commercial, and they used to say
Singapore girl.
Singapore girl.
You're a good.
You're a great way to fly.
So, bam, there it is.
Yeah.
Now, were they practicing lookism,
Yes.
or were they sticking to a brand that had been created?
An image.
A brand image that had been created. If you stick to a brand image that has been created, are you practicing lookism?
You have to.
Are you?
I mean,
Because it's
if
business.
If you're focusing
No,
on
you
It's
see-
business.
you
It's a
see
certain
they-
look I need for my business.
No, but they choose the girl based on the looks, and then they turn the girl into Singapore girl. You know what I mean? With the hair, with the outfit.
it's a branding image.
Yeah, it's a branding image. So, for sure.
is it lookism or am I practicing branding?
I think it's the same.
I
when we
think.
need Adrian to.
See, I think it's branding.
I
Yeah.
think it's branding.
based on looks.
Yeah, but who is going to be offended? It's the girl who applied for that position to be a Singapore girl and was turned
Yeah.
away because she overheard someone saying she's not good looking enough. I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah.
if the person doesn't know why
She didn't get picked.
was rejected,
Yeah.
then she can't blame anyone. Right or not? So there's no point going into it. I think it's branding.
I think
Okay,
it's
so
I'm with you on that.
discrimination requires a little bit more than that. So if let's say you discriminate not only based on looks, but you disregard all the other intellect, the skill, the competency, then
The
that is
mannerism and everything else that comes with it.
discrimination.
Right.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
But if one just doesn't fit the image, let's say, of a
That's
certain
lookism.
product or a company or whatever, then
Yeah.
what do you mean that's lookism? That's not
I'd
lookism.
say if it's based just
You don't
on
fit the image.
You're saying based on image, right?
Yes.
Image, which is looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it will be lookism because you're not judging. Well, judging
disagree.
or no. That's what Dr. Jerry is saying.
Yes.
You have to count everything: your skills, your mannerism, your talent, your intelligence, and everything else. But if it's just pure branding slash looks, then it is lookism.
I disagree.
No, it definitely for
I
me it
disagree.
definitely is. Okay, we
Go
can-
ahead, Jerry.
Dr.
Go ahead.
So if you
Ignore Shalini.
Whoa.
You were about to say something, so you need to
Finish.
carry on. Our special guest.
So if we just focus on the looks itself and we hire based on looks, but this person has no competency at all, so it cannot so perhaps on the airline she cannot carry out her duties, so
Then it's
that
fine.
would be lookism.
That would be lookism.
That would be lookism.
Yeah.
I hire based on looks, but this person is not competent.
Oh, right. Okay. So
Yes.
you hired her, but she's terrible at her
Yes.
job. That is
Yes.
lookism.
Yes.
But if you don't hire her because she's not good looking enough, but she has all the competence, it's also lookism, no?
It would be lookism, but it
In an
also
opposite way.
borders on whether the branding itself, whether you fit the image or not.
Well,
Why are you thinking so much?
Because-
Angel?
no, because-
because I
Oh.
always do.
Because seriously, there even was at one time. Now the management has changed. It's a bit different. There was a car dealership here. If you didn't look a certain way, I didn't hire you.
Okay,
And
let's
then-
continue
then-
this conversation on the Big Show TV. FD will reveal the company.
No.
This car company.
No.
Stay tuned. It's 8:19.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought
Which car company?
So there was a car company that hired salespeople that were all women, and they had to have a certain look, a certain cut.
A lot of them were ex stewardesses as well, I'm sure.
A lot of
a, lot,
them.
a lot of people did
Nothing wrong with
move
that,
on.
Jerry.
Move on.
No.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
Nothing wrong with the previous profession, if that's what you're talking
No,
about.
but he claimed it was branding.
Because the company has to have a certain look.
Yeah, if I had a company, I would hire all the good lookers only. Why not?
Yeah, but and is that wrong?
But it's in my eyes,
It's
if a person is
discriminatory to anybody
good
else
looking,
who's good for the
nobody
job.
needs to know. Who's gonna know?
Well, if
they-
you're a not so good looking person and you walk into, say, this showroom,
Yeah.
this car showroom, you're a very good salesperson, but you don't have the looks. And if you're not hired, that's lookism
very
to
good
me.
salesperson in whose books?
No, I don't
Oh,
know. Like
interesting.
Right.
by the numbers. Let's say they've done really, really well, but they're
I
looking
get
for
a
something
good looking
fresh.
salesperson. That salesperson will also meet her targets.
I
I'm
don't
quite
think
sure.
so. It might
Just show a bit
not
of
happen.
cleavage.
Oh
for
my
example.
gosh! Wow.
One nice short
Lookism,
skirt.
Hey.
lookism.
Commonplace in Singapore in the 80s. Commonplace.
Not just Singapore, around the world, around the world.
Globally.
It's your movies, it's your Hollywood movies, whatever movies you have. Secretary is the girl in the short skirt, the high heels, the low top. You know,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
it's
Yeah.
discriminatory.
Yep.
Not good, Glenn. You can shut up. You
Oh,
don't
wow,
need to
see?
speak.
See?
You don't need to speak.
But
Okay,
in
Dr. Jerry.
Korea, it is the way. Like they have been told, if you don't look good, you cannot get a job. It doesn't matter what your credentials are, how much you've studied, your academic qualification. If you don't look pretty, you won't get a job.
Now, if that's the country's norm, then it cannot be lookism. It's
Correct.
the norm.
Exactly.
It can't be lookism.
It is lookism.
But
Why
it's
is
the
it
norm.
not?
Yeah, but
I grew
within
up
the
knowing-
country,
I
if
grew
it's
up-
Just
accepted.
because it's the norm doesn't mean it's correct.
True also.
If everyone jumped off the building, doesn't mean that everybody else should. You know what I mean?
I know a couple of people I wish would jump off
Oh my
buildings, but
gosh.
never mind.
No, let's not. Oh dear, let's not go there. Oh, this was therapy Tuesday, yeah?
No, but so I get where you're going, but
Doesn't make
it's
it
the
right.
norm.
Doesn't make it right. I don't even
Lookism
wanna,
will never go away. Just
No,
like
it won't.
racism will never
it
go away.
won't. It
That's
won't.
as well.
Yeah.
You know,
it
but I
won't.
think racism is a little bit more serious than
Than
lookism.
I think
Because
it's
everyone-
on a similar
I think
plane.
there are
You know, all of us-
there are
Yeah.
crossovers though.
Yeah.
All of us strive to look good.
There
You know, and that's the thing, right?
there
Which
are
is more
crossovers
dangerous.
with racism and lookism because some
Yes.
people will hire based on skin color, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that would
Yes.
go down to lookism
Yeah.
and racism combined.
No, I don't want to mix the two.
No, but they
That would
can't.
be
It-
racism.
But
If you
but
talk
it
about
is
skin
true.
colour.
It happens.
What white women? So in one
Yeah.
of the research, when I was doing the research on lookism, white women were more preferred, and they were chosen over black women because of their skin color. That is not just racism; it is also lookism. It's how they see.
Yeah, and if you see, we've seen this all in movies. If you see a black person and a white person in a store and a robbery happens, who do they go to first?
The
I
white
mean, it's-
person.
Yeah, that's right. The white person with the preppy sweater and. You know, there's a slight crossover with racism and lookism, and unfortunately, it's still rampant.
It is. So the teens, so this is so Amber and Sonia actually did the project on lookism.
Amber,
So-
your daughter.
Amber, yeah. So that's why she told me, please do this, right? And it was so coincidental because last week we were talking about Hair for Hope, and you were talking about the industry being very harsh, you know, for on all your looks. So I thought, okay, let's talk about this. So these teens actually wrote in their script that thin, pale women get better jobs. So that's their perception. Can you imagine? These are teenagers, you know, having that perception that if you are paler,
Yeah.
if you are thin, you know, you get the job. Wow.
But that is so not true. I mean, I think.
It is though. It happens a lot though. Maybe for you not because you come from an older school of thought.
Well, it's
But
never
I think
happened in my
these-
company, I'll say that.
That's
I
why
like
for you-
Zoe Saldana.
the actress.
The actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean she's a woman of color. She's slim. I like her as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
Yeah.
I like women of all colors. Since we're talking about colors,
but they have to
I thought
be
we were
of a
just gonna-
certain shape, correct? I mean, I like men of certain. I have lookism as well. I suffer from it as well. You know what I mean? But obviously, when it comes to friends, no. For whatever reason, but when it comes to partners, then maybe. based on first dates, if you think about it.
How do you overcome it with friends?
What do you mean?
You
No,
said
there's no overcoming.
With friends, you don't have lookism, but with partners, you do.
Because you're
How
going to
come?
spend so much time with your partner as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You need to be attracted
you
to
need
your
to be
partner.
attracted to the person. I don't need to be attracted to my friends.
Okay.
Correct.
Not in that sense.
Yeah, yeah,
then it
obviously,
becomes
yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, some
Yeah.
marriages go through issues because after a while they're not attracted to each other anymore.
Yeah, like one person has let themselves go, or
Yeah.
whatever it
Yeah.
is, which
Yeah.
is awful, but it happens.
Yeah.
So when it comes to first dates, I think a lot of people judge.
We all judge,
Yeah.
but I suppose we add the element of discrimination. So there's a disregard of other, I don't bother to even find out more about you. I don't care if, you have any skills, or I don't care if you're good, or if you can help me in any way. I just don't like you because of looks. So it's just a one thing and one thing only.
I think sometimes it's not just the looks, right? It's the looks and, as I mentioned earlier on, the personality. So, for example, if you're talking about lookism in terms of employment,
Yes.
let's say,
Yeah.
the person might look good, but then if you go through an interview and you start speaking to the person, that person might not
Be
be what
competent.
you're looking
So
for.
if you discriminate a person, you wouldn't even give them that opportunity. So it's just like racism. I would not even give you that
That second
opportunity.
chance,
Yeah. To present yourself just because of your race or religion. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the first cut is based on looks already. The first cut is based on race or religion. Yeah. So that's discrimination. So
So
they are not given that opportunity.
How do we not suffer from lookism? You know what I mean? How do we? What can we do to make ourselves better? Maybe we can do that on air.
Yeah, that's a question for on air.
But rumor has it he's the one I'm leaving you for.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the PIE towards Tuas, an accident has been spotted before Jurong West Avenue 2. Avoid lane 3. On the TPE towards the SLE after Tampines Avenue 7th exit, a vehicle has stalled there. And on the AYE towards the MCE after the CTE exit, look out for another broken down vehicle. Wherever you are this morning, stay safe.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is our birthday girl, Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. She celebrated her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, Dr. Jerry! Happy birthday to you!
We are the worst trio to sing
Yeah,
the birthday
man.
song. So, Dr. Jerry, today we're talking about lookism.
Yes.
And earlier on the Big Show TV, I wanted to ask you how we can make ourselves better in terms of judgment. But then my train of thought went to, if you walk into a gym and you see an unfit person at the reception, you judge straight away and you're like, shouldn't this be a fit person to encourage me to be there?
I've never thought that.
If you walk into a dentist and you see someone sitting there with crooked and yellow teeth, for example, like a really bad sort of,
That
You
never
know?
happens.
because
Because they
They
get the
hire-
right people to front the business.
exactly. So is that lookism? If they hire based on that, you know what I mean?
Because of the industry.
Like it's a girl sitting at the front
Yeah.
desk of a gym. She's really good at what she does. She's really good at admin work, really good at getting the sales, but she's unfit. Or he's unfit.
Yeah, go work somewhere else.
Oh,
See?
It is a very difficult question. So the competency is not seen. What is seen is the appearance. You
Yeah.
see.
But the ugly ones work in the back room. If you're frontline, you got to be good looking. What?
I'm sorry, if we're talking about a gym,
Yeah.
you
I'm
have
on-
to be fit.
I'm on Glenn's side with this.
So am I.
Yeah.
So
Most
am I. But
people are
I'm
on
just
my side,
saying.
actually,
I'm
yeah.
just saying.
The guys speak the truth.
This
Okay.
is true as well.
Okay, so sometimes it's also other cues that we receive. So if the person is in gym clothes, we might then say, "Oh, this person is putting in effort." You know, so we would also have other cues to inform our thought processes. It is not so one-dimensional. So if we are only so if we discriminate, we are very one-dimensional. We do not consider any other qualities or other information that we are seeing or receiving. We are blinded to everything else. So if the person is, sweaty and just had a good workout and is attending to you at the recept there, and you go, oh, you're fat and you cannot be here, I'm not going to be here anymore, then that's not being fair. Then that is lookism.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, you just had a good workout and you recognize the effort, you recognize the skills
That they're trying.
they're trying,
Yeah.
but you do acknowledge that they are on the bigger side, that's fine. Yeah.
So there are many other factors that play into it.
Correct. Yeah, so discrimination is really just very fixated on one area and one area only, which is lookism, which is the looks, the physical attractiveness discrimination. So usually it has another term.
Can this lookism, especially with teenagers, can it get out of hand?
Yes. So
What happens?
Quite a number of them, if they get fixated. So they have your eating disorders, your anorexia, your bulimia. You can have the body dysmorphic disorder. So
Right.
many of them start
Cutting and stuff like that? No, that's not.
not cutting, but they start going on TikTok. They start finding out all these different disorders, and then they have self-image issues. They
Right.
start to look at themselves. Earlier you mentioned they want to look like their idol. My nose. I want my nose to be higher. I want my chin to be sharper. Or I want to be taller, or I want to be paler. So
Yeah.
they start looking at certain, body dysmorphic disorder, they look at one specific area and they obsess about it.
Right.
Yeah, and they start saying that part is not good enough.
Yeah. And that's
so-
why Nat did such a good job when she did Project 1000, because she was also promoting positive body image
Body
as
image.
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, let's continue to talk to Jerry on the Big Show TV. Meantime, she's quite a good looker, I have to say. Lisa, if she was like bigger, I wouldn't, bother about. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just doing this because we're talking about lookism. Right?
I know.
Of course
Do
not.
other people?
Lisa, she's ugly. She's ugly. Here's a Rockstar on Kiss 92.
Said nobody ever.
So these teenagers then go through eating disorders and
They may go through. So one of the contributing factors is, we've heard the story. PE teacher says that, oh, you're fat, or calls out the weight, and then the teens start spiraling all the way down. Like,
But why though? Isn't that a weak kid?
no.
Spirals all the way. When I was in school before as well, I used to see a few of these PE teachers and all that. Yeah, they were a bit hard. The way, the instructors would be hard in the army, for example. If a person is overweight, a person is overweight. You know what I mean? Because sometimes a person who's overweight doesn't know that he's overweight.
But
see?
you don't
So when you're a little bit overweight, then, you'll have to work a bit harder to
Yeah, but
keep up with the
you
rest.
don't single them out
In the
every
army,
day.
we used to have a
Single them out.
fat unit as well.
They
That's the-
had it in school as well.
Yeah, it was called the Tough Club.
But
and
you
No, it was
Never-
called Gryphon Company.
But-
that was
But you never call someone out, especially in front of everyone, because whether it was the 80s or whether it's the 2000s, people still hurt.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's
Yes.
not about the public spiral. You
Yeah.
can spiral internally.
that's why
true,
that's
that's
why
true.
the Tough Club in schools never worked.
What they call the Fat Club? No.
No,
it was
tough.
tough.
Is,
Yeah.
is
TUFF,
Because
is
while
it?
everybody else was doing PE, you were running around the field, having eaten a banana and had a glass of water.
yeah.
So the entire 600 cohort is watching you.
And only that recently people find out that most of it is made in the kitchen, not on the
And
field. So it's the diet.
what did those Tough Club kids do when they left school?
Go eat.
Binge.
Yeah.
See, most of the time it's the parents, The parents are
Why
overfeeding
are you
their
pointing
kids.
to him though?
Yeah, seriously. No, Evry didn't have any problems because he was a skinny kid. That's why. But I'm sure he had fat friends. Who,
Hey, but as a skinny kid, you have the same problems as a fat kid. Huh?
please lah. At the most, they just say, you got TB or what?
No.
That's why you look
Dan,
so.
oh my God.
As they pick on fat people, lookism, as they pick on fat people, they pick on skinny people.
Yeah,
For
Why?
sure, yeah.
They
if you're
do. They do.
They do.
If you're not perfect,
What do you
you
call
are
it?
the
Toothpick?
son.
You are the so-called 90-pound weakling.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Term used on me.
Oh,
Weakling. Because kids they're cruel.
That's
So
why.
Because they
So
don't.
are adults.
Because they don't. But kids are cruel because they don't know.
yeah.
No, I cannot. No, you cannot blame them. Don't know. I say it's all
See,
upbringing.
the parents
No.
don't know exactly. It's upbringing.
upbringing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I was in like K2 primary 1, my father already got me to take up Aikido. So martial arts, built up my confidence.
No, confidence is great. Yeah, confidence
if
is
that
great.
worked for you, that's a great thing.
But I say any mean kid, their background is mean parents
Probably.
because I never bullied. I never like singled out someone and say, "Oh, you're fat or you're skinny or you're too dark or you're too light or whatever it was." You know what I mean? But that does. And other kids who do it, it just means that they weren't taught it at home to not be kind.
And in my case, I was this 90-pound weakling and everybody was picking on me, right? And I took it and I took it and I took it until I was in the middle of primary 2 and I realized my brother was in primary 6 and he was 60 pounds heavier than I was.
You
Okay.
used him as your protector.
Come near me, I called my brother. All the bullies
Well
left.
done.
It
Yeah.
wasn't the right thing to do.
Well, at
Yeah,
least
because you should have
had
been able to
someone.
protect yourself.
No.
Why didn't you eat as much as your brother?
Oh my gosh.
See what I mean? So you see, if that's the case, he was out, 60 kilograms?
He was 60
So he's a
pounds
fat
heavier
boy.
than
lah.
me, yeah.
You see what I mean? So this fat boy was actually a champion.
For
So it's
me.
not-
Yes, yes. But the champion didn't know that he's a champion. So if we just base our judgment on looks itself and we disregard everything else, then we disregard ourselves also. We disregard somebody else's skills. We disregard them as a person. So they are not seen as a person. So no matter how much they can change their features, have the disorder, they still feel invisible. Or the other person is invisible to us because we are just looking at a shell. We're not looking at a
The
person.
personality.
Yeah.
There's
It's quite sad.
someone for
Everyone.
each one of
Yes,
us.
that's what I believe as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is someone out
But
there.
having said that, I still want to say that we should keep ourselves neat. We should keep us,
Clean.
yes.
Yes. Care for
Shave our
yourself.
armpits. That's important.
No, because self care is so important.
Yes.
And love
Yes.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's self-respect.
Yeah.
Smelling good. Looking neat
To you.
Yeah. To the self.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should.
If
Right.
you're a male gym instructor and you're training with your tank top on, you better have shaven armpits.
I think one of the things that happens, particularly with people of plus size, is the term fat comes with another term,
What?
useless.
Stupid. Oh.
No.
It does. It does. You're fat and useless.
That's because
No,
that's
that is
no.
true. So,
It
so
is
when
true.
I was young, I did Chinese dance. So I was a pudgy kid, quite round.
You were not a pudgy kid, lah.
Yes, I
Were you really a
was.
pudgy kid?
Really, I was round. I was very
That's why now you're so trim.
no.
You were a
Because you
little
experienced
dumpling.
pudginess
Yes,
already.
yes,
Little
yes.
dumpling, so
I was
cute.
round. So, and I had a teacher from China. So at that time, so those were the years, and she would choose the pretty, slim, trim ones to be in the
front.
center
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
Then she'll go, 你太肥了，你跟我站旁边. So it means you're
Yeah.
too fat. Please stand on the side, or you can only perform at the side.
Because if
So
not,
I
you'll
never
block
got-
everybody else.
Turn on! What the I will say it. What the hell?
Oh my god.
It's okay. I'll let you have every time. I'll have a go at you, and then the one time he can have a go at me, it's fine.
Joking, I love you.
I cannot say anything.
Joking.
It's okay. Yeah, but that was what the teacher perceived. Like, oh, you don't have to. If you're fat, you don't have to move. So you better not stand in front of my dance. You know, so you stand at the side. So that's how people perceive. If you're fat or if you're a certain look, you're either stupid, you're useless, like you say. You know, I don't even want to see you because you're so disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
That's really lookism.
Yes,
That,
yes,
to
yes,
me,
It
is
is.
lookism.
It is.
And unfortunately, it happens every day.
Yeah, it happens. It happens in kindergarten. It
Yeah.
happens. Like, this is a great example that she's saying performance.
Yes.
They will put the bigger kids behind because performance is about looking agile, looking graceful, and clearly if you have more weight on you, you cannot possibly look as graceful as the skinnier ones.
This
You
is
know?
like Glenn will know. I've always told parents on all our shows, become friends with your children. Become more than a parent, become a friend. Because then your child will confide in you and you can nip these problems in the bud. It's so important to talk to your kids.
Okay.
He's gonna come.
He wanted to say something, but his brain stopped his mouth.
Yes.
So sometimes his mouth moves faster.
It doesn't often happen. But
Brain's like, Glenn, stop it. Yeah, drink some coffee.
yeah, just drink
Keep that
some
mouth
coffee.
busy.
but it is true that if we keep ourselves, you know, neat and even that lipstick,
Yeah.
will lift our spirits. A
But
little
I was
bit.
going to ask you, who are we looking neat and clean for? Yes, ourselves. I mean, self-respect and all that. But to whose standards?
So-
you know what I mean? Like my color of lipstick is for who? My eyebrows are for who? Like my style of my hair, who is that for? Is that for me or how everybody wants to perceive me?
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? We're going for traffic.
Okay, stand by.
Text me, my DMs auto empty. Please don't call me, no. Don't text me, my DMs
Kiss 92 traffic.
Damn, that guy has a good voice.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's a
Gareth
really nice
Fernandez.
song. Yeah.
You want him in the studio? I'll give him a call.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a nice guy.
Okay.
Really.
All right. Can
But
you sing like that?
Yes.
In the studio? Then have him
It's
come
unbelievable, right?
It's-
Damn it!
it's-
Why didn't I have that talent? Can you imagine if I had that
On.
talent?
Well, you know what? At least you're good looking.
If you
And I've got a good voice.
But wait, can I
but
do-
not a good singing
Can
voice.
I do traffic?
Yeah, can I do traffic?
carry
first?
on.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks. So, if you're driving right now and on the TPE, look out heading towards the PIE because just before the KPE exit, an accident and a breakdown have been reported. Avoid lane 1 if you're along that stretch. And for anything else, 88550920.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We're talking about lookism today, and obviously, I mean, Angel and FD, you know, they are not victims of lookism.
I was as a small child.
Oh yeah? Okay. But of course, I mean, Angel, I mean, look.
Based on looks alone, when I was in secondary school, I remember students coming up to me. Well, one student coming up to me and saying, "You must be so lucky because you're Eurasian because of the way you look." And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
That is true also.
A lot
"But
of
lucky why?"
Sometimes because you look
you're
mixed,
mixed.
you see. So
No,
you
no,
know.
no.
So you-
I think that, yeah, but
you have
like,
the best of both worlds. You see.
What do you think? You
Is
got
that
this
okay?
job here on the show? What? Based on your
based on my
talent or what?
personality.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, okay. Anyway, we're
But
talking
that,
to.
that really kind of is what you were talking about, you know. Who are we looking good for?
Yeah.
You know, where are we trying to fit? And I don't think you're at the easiest time when people come up to you. There is this pressure, there's this burden. Like, you know, why do I have to fit in anywhere or anyhow?
Because keeping clean and keeping neat is for yourself.
Yes.
Smelling nice
Yes.
and
So
whatnot.
that's personal hygiene.
Personal hygiene. I mean,
Correct.
everyone should have
Correct.
that.
But we do want to look good, and I think you have us reflect and think of why do we want to look good. So I also want to look good, right? Because I would want to dress pretty, I would wear the makeup and everything. But for
Who is it for? Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So who is
yeah.
it for?
I
mean,
think-
like, who should
Especially
it
if I
be
go for my boy Zillion, who is it for?
No, I think, and I'm just being
For
honest
myself
here.
or what?
well.
I really don't care. Just give me a blade, I'll do it for you.
Wow, that's getting a bit personal.
You stay away from me.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I think men or women, I think for some of them, they do it for themselves because they understand that's what it's about.
Yeah, of course there are people
Right.
out there, but the
But
majority.
there are a lot who do it for society
That's why I'm
to
saying.
be accepted.
Because in the 90s, skinny brows were in.
Yeah.
Now, thick brows are in.
Yeah.
So who are we doing for? If I always love my skinny brows, why don't I have them anymore?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's for society.
All of
right?
us have eyebrows except FD.
Really? He has eyebrows.
At my age, they all fell out.
I can see them.
No, but I have very few.
Let
Very
me,
It's-
recommend my eyebrow person to you.
Okay.
You have an eyebrow person.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Everyone's got an eyebrow.
My
person.
eyebrows look so natural. Okay, all
They,
right.
they do now, yes. So,
But yes, we want to fit into society. All of us want to fit in. But if we overdo it and we are trying to solicit affirmation from different people, then that tips over. If we are only constantly trying to hear that, oh, you look great, you look wonderful.
Validation.
If we only seek for validation, then we would go, we would spiral down.
so we need to work on self-confidence in that
Correct.
aspect.
Correct.
You don't need the validation.
And that's
Yeah.
martial arts for you.
No,
And going to the gym as well.
I'll tell you, because I'm older than you guys, I think one thing I want to say, I believe that all of this
Yeah.
is temporary.
What all of this?
Wanting to
Lookism?
fit in, lookism.
I don't
having
think
to,
so.
No, having to look a certain way because you'll reach a point in your life.
Oh, you mean
Wait.
temporary for the individual, right? Okay.
You'll reach a point in your life where
Where you
you will
don't
say,
care.
I am who I am.
No, I believe that.
I am who I am. If you like me, accept me. If you don't, not having you in my life does not affect me. You will reach a point in your
Yeah,
life.
no, I agree.
I've
I
already
think-
reached that point.
Yeah, same as
Yeah.
well.
Some
But
people
in terms
have.
of looks,
Because you
I
know
still-
who you are.
Different
Yeah.
people reach it at different times. So what I'm saying is, all this I have to fit in, I have to look this better. It's all temporary.
Yeah. Because now what I do is for me.
Yeah.
But
just
you
don't know.
you are confident because you know your abilities, your competencies. So if we look at the youth, so you look at the teens and the 20-plus-year-olds, they are not sure
They're
yet.
still
They're not
figuring
sure.
it out.
Yeah, so they don't have that confidence. So self-confidence right at the bottom where they need to go and discover their abilities. Then they can trust their abilities, which is the next level, which is self-esteem. And then they can give themselves worth. Self-worth is right at the top.
But that's
So
okay
if you
because
look at-
everyone travels that path, right?
Yes. Yes.
And they have to figure it out on their own.
Yes. So we want to ensure that they don't tip over and go into the different clinical disorders like eating disorders, body dysmorphic disorders, or depression and anxiety.
Yeah. So just guide them.
Easy for FD to say, like, he walks around with a weapon now.
No, at
The teen.
at the end of the day, what I would say to teens right now is stop whatever you're doing and look in the mirror. You're the most beautiful person in the world.
It won't help. It won't
Yeah,
help.
it
If
won't
I were
help.
a teen and you told me that, I'd be like, what do you know?
So the
You know what I mean?
teens
It's a
actually
pity.
told the
Yeah.
teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what in the script they sent me the script, so cute, right? So they told their friends, you have the choice to change how you think about beauty. We hope you think critically about how you view and treat others based on their appearance. These are 14-year-old
Nice.
girls.
Well
Awesome.
done, Amber and
Brilliant.
Sonia.
Sonia.
Well done. Hi, Amber.
Well done,
Brilliant.
girls.
What do you think of Uncle FD? Uncle FD has a weapon now, and he's also got a WWE belt
Oh.
around.
Wow. With the belt.
He's a champion.
Thanks, bro.
Okay, anyway, we've got to go. Any last words, Jerry?
Wait.
Oh, she's
well
got
done.
stuff.
Oh,
Yellow.
Jerry.
Pink, yellow, or blue. That's why I was almost.
He's going for pink.
Definitely.
Okay.
I will usually go for yellow because I'm Chinese. But then, now I've got such a tremendous
I will
tan.
take
Pink,
the
yellow,
yellow
or
because
blue.
I'm half Chinese.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Oh, you've got more pink and yellow, but I'll take yellow.
I'll take blue.
I think this is Stuart, one of the minions.
Do it.
Oh, so cute.
yellow. She wants yellow.
Yellow.
I've
I got for
got an
Cheyenne.
egg.
No,
Go
I
for
don't.
Cheyenne.
I don't want this one. I want pink.
Okay, we are actually on air right now.
Yes, we
Oh,
are.
sorry.
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
I got Bob.
Yes, so it was very intriguing because we were talking about lookism.
Yes.
But the minions are so ugly.
They're not ugly. They're
See, that's
cute.
interesting.
yeah.
You go ugly,
I say cute.
I go cute.
yeah.
So cute is ugly but adorable.
That
That
is
was my definition
That
in
was
the
our
past,
definition.
But what
right?
I say earlier on is like there's a sweet spot there, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
so the minions go right at the end, like
Check it out.
so ugly that they're so cute.
Yeah. So okay, I will wrap up before Shalini kills me.
Yeah.
Sonia and Amber continues, and they ended their little presentation with true beauty is what lies within, and everyone's worth should be measured by their character and abilities, not by their looks.
Too true.
Well done, girls, again.
Good job, girls.
But having said that, still, I mean, strive to.
Glenn, don't ruin it.
No,
It was so nice
no,
though.
go for it, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, strive to. You were mentioning. I mean, you need to groom yourself. You
We
need
do.
To, yeah.
We
Of
do.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You know what I
always,
mean?
always have self-care.
Exactly. Self-care.
Self-care and love.
Self-care. Correct. Self-care and love.
Okay.
That's what I
Don't
meant.
ruin it, yeah?
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Jerry, for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Jerry.
Wake up.
Glenn